undelivered goods. There were some laptops and computers which were not delivered, but now these items have been delivered. And also the issue of records, fuel, anomaly on fuel. It was an issue of
point of order.
Okay.
Undelivered goods, you say, this was addressed, and the computers were delivered.
Yes.
But you just alluded in your reports in the past, few actually it's like minutes, not yourself, but as a ministry, that we don't have no tools of trade. How many computers were not delivered? And who was the supplier?
Sorry, Chair. On this issue of laptops and computers, in 2025, we entered into a contract with a certain supplier. Maybe a name will provide a elite collection to supply us with the tools of trade like laptops 57 and also computers. Then the elite collection requested to be paid in advance payment of 50%. That's why there was an issue of outstanding delivery. By the time we were audited, the elite collection had not even paid, had not even delivered any goods. So that's why it was observed not any outstanding issue. But in 2025, after making some follow-ups, he managed to deliver goods worth that 50% we had paid for him, and he did not deliver for the whole contract. He only managed to deliver laptops and the desktops, which was equivalent to the 50% we have paid, we had advanced him. So after delivering those outstanding items in 2026, then it appears he is no longer able to deliver the remaining so that we can pay the other 50%. So we said ours, it's now okay with us, ours, since we received what we have paid for him. Then on the
point of order, Chair. Point of order.
Okay.
What is your point of order, Honorable?
Sorry, I'm failing to follow what is being said. Maybe, I don't know if we can use vernacular language, because I'm failing to follow. 50% was advanced, then they delivered 50%, then they delivered equivalent to 50%, then they cancelled. What are we saying? The advancement was for them to pay if you paid 50%, was it for 100 computers and you got 50%?
Yeah, you talked to the
Sorry.
You addressed the chair.
Thank you, Chair. If they wanted 100 computers and they paid 50% and they were given 50%, then what happened? What was the arrangement? What was the contract with the supplier? 50%, then you did 100%, or how was it structured? I'm failing to follow it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're very right. There was a breach of contract, and a breach of contract is with the supplier. And what did the ministry do? You're very right. Please, can you explain? If you cannot express, in Zimbabwe, we've got 16 languages that are allowed, like he requests. We are not saying you are not able. It's not our mother language. We will do what we want without whatever, how, you can do it. But he is alluding to saying it's not making sense. Who was your supplier? Elite Laptops, yes. They haven't asked you who owns that company. How many were they when you contracted them? And you paid 50%. 50% is what then you got back. What about the other 50%? Did you cancel the contract?
Maybe before they respond, I think I should get something so that they can give us a full response. I want to request if they can share the contract with us. Maybe we can say they breached, but maybe that's what they agreed in the contract. So if they can also share a copy of this contract so that we get to understand the agreement and come to a position whether the supplier defaulted or not. I think it's important, Honorable Chair, that we get that information.
Very.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Actually, for the additional, it's like follow-up. Please go ahead.
I've got, sorry, Chair. I want to add something on that.
Let them go ahead. There will be time for you to let them finish, actually, the contribution. And then when they finish, we will have all ample time to do learn, ask, and then it will be all right. Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. All the requested documents, we have to submit them, for example, the contract. But what actually transpired is that the ministry entered into a contract with Elite Collections.
The point of order was on the understanding of 50% paid, 50% delivered. The honorable member is asking, he's not following you well. Can you explain or express on that one? These ones now actually will follow.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The procurement system allows suppliers to first deliver, then we pay them. But in this case, the supplier, citing the issue of government, maybe the way government used to pay, requested any advance payment, since it is also allowed in the procurement system. The supplier may request an advance payment. Then an advance payment was agreed upon the supplier and our PMU department to pay an advance payment of 50% of the contract. Then during the year, when the time was now ripe for the supplier to supply, he failed to supply the goods in 2025. Yeah, he failed to supply the goods. Then we keep on making follow-up until then in 2026, he managed to deliver something, the laptops, not the whole batch, and the computers. Then we calculated that the amount paid.
Order. Yeah. PEMSEC, next time actually you come, please, you have to have your house in order. We are not very impressed. Because what we need is an understanding. We are talking about money, taxpayers' money. And when it's taxpayers' money, an explanation is going to be really actually it's like, put forward in line to what honorable members here expected. We have got accountants, whatever in here, when they say it's not making sense, it won't be making sense. So what do we do? Definitely we cannot have you back actually on the same issue.
Chairman, perhaps just to assist on the matter. Yes. Yes. So the deposit which was paid for 50% is what equivalent computers and laptops were eventually supplied by the elite.
Is it allowed
50%.
under contractual rules?
When they manage to perform to that level, then we take measures, which will be for us to cancel the whole contract because he has failed to fulfill.
And the prejudice?
No, in this case, there's no prejudice, Chairman.
To the ministry, yes, there is.
No, there's no prejudice.
You paid half.
Yes.
In the whole year lapse.
And they were able to supply. No,
Point of order, Chair. Point of order. They requested an upfront payment of 50%. They didn't buy 50%.
No.
They requested an upfront of 50%.
And
The
they
assumption was 50%, they deliver 100%, they get the other 50%.
Exactly. So there is then a breach of contract.
Exactly.
And there is prejudice.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
It's okay. In other words, Honorable Chair,
Your mic is
What was done on this tender, it falls short of the regulations of our procurement laws. What they actually did is that they gave this supplier money to buy these computers for them. You were supposed to go and make a direct purchase instead of giving someone money and then I don't think you did due diligence on this aspect, Honorable Chair. I think we also needed to hear from the ministry what actions did they take. What actions did they take? Because there are provisions in the Press Act that when there are issues that violate this act between the contractor and the client, there are actions that can be taken, even to sue the supplier, and they can even get blacklisted by the press. So we want to hear the actions that we have taken as the ministry when we have realized that this is the situation that you are in.
Thank you very much. Samu.
this issue is very important.
All right, fine. Off record. Let them finish. I'm not recording. Let them finish. Then you can come in on them for clarity, clarification. Then we may have to ask the PEMSEC, still off record, that they've been looking at the committee too lowly. Too lowly. It has to stop. And we require now also this like 4. Not a mediocre performance from the ministry. Oral evidence that they've got to give to this parliament, they must respect the government. If you heard him right, he says they demanded 50% because government doesn't pay. It will be a story for another day. PEMSEC, can you go ahead?
Chairman, I wanted to say,
in this section, we are looking at findings by the Auditor General.
Yes.
And the finding by the Auditor General was a non-delivery of the goods and services. It's not about the procurement process. The Auditor General did not find any fault in the process. But I think it's allowed then to inquire further to say, was this done, was this done? Yes. So in terms of the finding which is here, we are confirming that the supplier eventually supplied something. And for him to, yes, he supplied 50% equivalent. Yes, the auditors had found him wanting in terms of the delivery. That's why it was an audit report. When we discovered that, and we always knew, we actually made steps. We went to the police and everybody else. That's what forced this person to supply. So when we are asking in terms of what exactly was supplied, Chairman, it is equivalent to that 50%.
How many laptops?
Do you have details? I think Chairman will need to submit the details. Yes.
All right.
Yes. We need to submit that.
So do we still have anything that they will want now actually to maybe elaborate from the Auditor General's findings? Or what else? You can go ahead, Honorable Karmazondo.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair, for the opportunity. Chair, I think the contractor disadvantaged other contractors who have participated in the tender, and the suppliers who participated in the tender. They were disadvantaged. Also, maybe for the committee, I think it is good for us to know maybe if you can have the CR14 so that maybe you can know who is the one of the company, the directors. Also, Chair, I have an interest. Besides these laptops, there was the issue of cars, vehicles, which were not delivered again. So maybe can you also tell us what is the position again? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. What we are saying now is, honorable members and the Minister of Mines, actually our team, there are a lot of things which may not be then actually discussed today because of time. But like I've always said and alluded, Pemsek, you bear with me, that we say we need to find one another, the ministry and the committee. We are not. The undelivered goods, the laptops, the vehicles, we've got Croc Motors here, we've got Toyota, we've got Faramati. There are so many. Why did this one have to go like he alluded? Who was the supplier?
Let's cut in on this.